Okay, it seems like every week now we're dealing with something with Michigan schools. I have Kelly on the screen here, and I saw you posted something on X, Twitter, some people still call it. And I knew this was happening, but I didn't know it was happening. I didn't know it was still happening. It's a survey that
Yeah.
goes out in classes. So, when did you first find out that this even existed? Yeah.
Well, I found out Wednesday. My son told me, my 16-year-old son told me that he took it on Monday, the
Okay.
survey on Monday. That's
Okay.
my first time I found.
Okay, and I wanna put up on the screen, and I'll include, I think I can get it here, screen hold on. Okay, here it is, and I don't even know if people can read it since it's so small, but basically it asks questions like, "Have you had sexual intercourse? When was your first sexual experience? Are you gay, transgender?" All this kinda stuff, and there's different questions too, "When have you smoked marijuana? Have you done drugs?" And all this kinda stuff, right? It covers everything, doesn't it?
Yep. Oh yeah. Home life, what goes on at home, what your parents do to you, all of that. Yeah.
Wow. I didn't read all of it, so does it even say in there, like, "Are you abused at home?" or that kinda thing?
Yep. Yep. Are you put down? Are you physically abused? All that. It's all in
Wow.
there.
Wow, okay. So, did your son, right, did he take it, the survey, or what was the deal?
Unfortunately, he did. Yeah. We were told, well, I reached out to the principal after I found out, and we were told that the kids were given an opt out permission slip to take home, but my son was absent the days that they sent it home. So I never received it and was never given that option to opt him out. And this is not typical for that district. Usually it's an email from the superintendent with a link showing the parents the survey, a link to opt out. That didn't happen in this case. I was told because it was only given to so many random classes and they didn't have much time.
And you've learned, that this survey has been given it was the Michigan Department of Education, and they sent it out to what you've learned, 50 school districts? Is that what you said there was 50 across the state? Oh, we lost you. Oh, no. We lost your signal. We lost you. Oh, you're back. Are you back?
I'm here.
Okay, might have been a cell signal. I'm not okay. Sorry we lost you. So 50 school districts got this across the state. Is that what you were saying?
Yes, yep, 50 random school districts across the state.
And then at the school districts, they gave it to just high school classes or no?
Yep, just high school. Yep,
Okay.
6 random high school classes that the Department of Education chose.
So what is after looking at this, it seems very intrusive. What is your concern?
As a parent, this is none of their business. And why are they doing this during school hours with taxpayer dollars? And why is it any of your business what my son or daughter chooses to associate with, their gender, who they've slept with? All of these questions should not be asked of our children in school.
In addition to that, I know it's high school, but everyone raises their children differently. Some people may not want their high school children even discussing this sort of thing. So even you're saying also the topics are inappropriate.
Absolutely. Yep. As a parent, those are topics that I want to discuss with my kids. Those are not topics that I want the school district addressing with my kids whatsoever. I have 4 teenagers at Howell High School right now. I have triplets that are juniors and a ninth grader. And I watch very closely what they're doing. And I know it's not the high school. I know it's the Department of Education in the state of Michigan.
Yeah, good luck with the 4 teenagers. I have one that's about to be a teenager. Um,
Yeah.
yeah. So, and they say you can opt out of it. So, for people watching who are being like, "Well, parents can just opt out." They can opt out, but they need to make it really clear, right? And make sure because with your instance, there was a mistake, so they need to make it very clear, and they also need to probably tell the parents exactly what's in it before they let them make that decision.
Yeah, so what was really interesting, Dave, is that parents have to go down to the school to view the survey. They cannot email it out. They weren't given a digital copy, is what I'm told. That parents have to physically go down to the office. And when I went down, the secretary told me no pictures, but who's going to keep me from doing what I want to do? My kid took the survey. So I have a right as a parent to see every single question and share it with other parents so they can know that this might have been given to your student or your child.
Yeah, exactly. So let's say my kid's in high school and I get a letter. What do they send a letter home saying, "Hey, this is coming up. You sign it and opt out of it," or how's it work?
Yeah, if you want to opt out, you needed to sign it and it would be sent back. If you did not opt out, nothing goes back and they just give your child the survey, which I think is backwards. They should have the permission slip from the parents saying, yes, my child can participate. This is their way of being sneaky, to get those kids like my son, who he was absent, fell through the cracks. The teacher didn't follow up and he wasn't given, an opt out form. And they're doing the same
Oh,
thing in a lot of other districts.
oh, you're not opting in though, and basically doing nothing is opting in.
Exactly. Yep.
I got it. Okay, but yeah, that's weird because with sex ed and stuff like that, I think they have to have a signature either way. I think and stuff.
I think so. Yeah.
So, so when you opt out or opt in, does it tell the parents what is all in there? I wonder. Any idea?
You have to go down to the school district and view this particular survey, which the principal said they've never given before. This is something that just came about really quickly. So I guess my suspicion is that because of what our new president has directed,
Yeah.
that they're scrambling to get information from our kids.
Well, so yeah, I guess my question is, if I get the letter home from my kids, hey, your kids are going to take a survey, sign here. Is that all it says? Or I'm wondering, does that letter say, hey, we're going to ask your kids about sex, drugs? It'd be interesting to see what that letter's like that's sent to sign off on, because
Yeah,
if I'm sent a letter that says, hey, your kids are going to take a survey, some parents might just say, hey, okay, but I'd want to know what that survey is about. And you're saying that to learn what's in it, you need to go to the school,
correct.
which
Yep,
is ridiculous because many parents aren't going to do it. They don't have the time. They should, but they don't. So what should happen? You're saying, and maybe you're not saying this, but the state, they probably need to give like a sample of it to the parents first.
absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely. Whether
shouldn't
it's
be.
in digital form and emailed to people or it's a physical copy, that's sent to our home address, not given to the kids to bring home and the responsibilities on them.
Yeah, you shouldn't. No reason to hide anything. Now, I've done a story on this before. In the state of Michigan, the Department of Education says they use this data. I believe they say they use it anonymously to try to help at-risk students and to help policy and to help redirect money to help kids who are at risk. And I think we all want to help children, but what's your issue with that? What do you say to people who would argue, "Oh, it's to help the children"?
I guess show me the proof. What are you using it for? What programs? Where's the money going that you're getting from these? What are you the data for? Obviously this one's directed by the Health and Human Services, so they're probably using it to, I guess, support more parents with food stamps or whatnot, different programs. But I don't want it used to indoctrinate my children whatsoever because I think they've been exposed to enough in school at
So
this
you're
point.
saying there's a better way to collect information there's a better way to do it, you're saying?
Absolutely,
Yeah, to
there's a
help
more
because
transparent way to do it as well.
well, and also there are kids who are abused at home, but there are already things in place to deal there's laws on the books already. That's the thing always. The big
Right.
argument sometimes like they need to have a homeschool registry to save the children, but there's already things in place. So you just want basically to have parents to know that this is out there and maybe the
Yep.
state to just look at it and do it differently. Or with the new president, President Trump is saying he signed an executive order not to allow this sort of thing. So in a way, they shouldn't be doing it all together now.
Correct. Yeah, I don't think it should have ever gone out.
Did your son like when he looked at these questions? Was he like, "Whoa, this is some wild stuff"? Did he say anything about that?
Oh yeah, when he can. Well, my son's on the spectrum, but he's very high functioning, so he can't. He's impulsive and he'll just tell you anything. So he came home and he was just talking about it. He's like, this is crazy questions they were asking me about how many people I slept with, and and he told me he didn't answer any of them honestly. So that's another issue, is like, how many kids are you really going to get to answer these questions? So I asked my daughter, because she didn't take it, but I asked her and she said, do you really think kids are going to answer these questions like in school? Like, honestly, like they think they're going to get in trouble probably,
Yeah.
you know. So
Okay.
how good is the data anyway?
That's true. So your goal in, and it's I appreciate you talking to me, but just to let other parents know that this is out there, and for the heads up that it could be coming to their classroom.
Yeah, I mean, just for the awareness, because obviously they're kind of doing it on the fly across the state. And it's not only the district that my kids go to school in, it's obviously, 49 other districts throughout the state, and parents that, just like my son's permission slip or whatever that was supposed to come home slip through the cracks, it could happen to other people. And everybody needs to be aware, what their kids are being exposed to and question on, and whether it's
Yeah,
an anonymous survey or not.
and also to let the new administration in Washington D.C. know, because they want to change the way education works, and this could be one thing they want to look at.
Yeah, this is one thing, even as a voter, I voted to have this kind of nonsense stop in our schools and focus on basics. Get back to the basics. I've got a ninth grade son who, through COVID, he still can't spell very well, and we work with him all the time. And because of the homeschooling and but ninth grade, and he's a very smart kid, straight A student. But there's still times when I'm like, so what are they doing in the classroom? What are they spending time on? What are they focusing on? It needs to change, and I think that's what people voted on this time around.
Gotcha. And you're not saying you're against helping kids who need help, who are abused or any of that. You're just saying it needs to be, it's something, doing it this way isn't working, you're saying.
Correct. Yeah,
Gotcha.
this way is not working.
Okay. Well, I appreciate it. Keep me updated if you hear back. Maybe some good will come of maybe some changes and more awareness. I appreciate you speaking out.